Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with another fantastic video for you guys out there in green card land, K1 visa land. Remember, I am not an immigration attorney. I do not give you legal advice, and I do not work for USCIS. Pay attention, class. The Trump administration, via the State Department, which is led by former Senator of Florida, Marco Rubio, well, they are studying a new process for those folks who are seeking an immigrant visa, a green card. They're looking at adding a $100,000 bond to green card applications for those folks seeking lawful permanent residence in the United States and from overseas. Okay, this would no doubt also apply to the 75 countries currently blocked for green card adjudication, which I believe is going to get tossed out by a federal judge anyway. Now, State Department spokesperson Tommy Pigott, well, this gentleman stated that the Trump administration is evaluating a potential six-figure bond to ensure immigrants are, close quote, open quote, whatever you want to say, financially self-sufficient and contribute to our society more than they take from our society. Okay, now, he said that they are working closely with the Department of Homeland Security to introduce common sense and effective procedures to enforce U.S. laws, restore the integrity of our immigration system, and protect American public benefits. Save money for the U.S. taxpayer, Save, American public benefit programs from financial burden of foreigners who arrive with major expensive medical or other needs. Pigott said in a statement to news media outlet The Hill. So this is what he's telling this news media outlet. Now, as part of this comprehensive initiative, the department is exploring the use of long-standing legal authority under the Immigration and Nationality Act, the INA, to require certain visa applicants, aka those folks who are otherwise ineligible for a visa because they are likely to become a public charge. So he wants these folks to post a bond as a way to demonstrate they have access to the funds needed to support themselves, he added. This is what the Secretary of State spokesperson is saying now. So besides filing or finding a joint sponsor, the State Department is looking at $100,000 bonds for folks who are at risk of becoming a public charge, and this applies to applicants who are applying for green cards from overseas, okay, through consular processing, not currently in the USA. Doesn't apply to folks with K1 visas already in the United States. Now, the Trump administration already tried to impose a $100,000 fee for H-1B visa applications. You remember? But obviously this was overturned by a federal judge who said the administration exceeded its authority and the fee usurped Congress's power to set immigration policy and taxes. No doubt, in my humble opinion, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this too will get overturned by a federal judge if it ever gets implemented. Just my opinion. Now, remember, ladies and gentlemen, remember, a green card application fee depends on your specific category and whether you are applying from inside or outside of the United States for this benefit. This fee, this bond that they want to put on folks, is going to apply for folks going through consular processing outside of the United States. And the standard filing fee for Form I-485 adjustment of status is $1,440 as of July 17th, 2026 for those folks applying within the country. For example, a K1 visa beneficiary who is applying to adjust status. Now, some folks may even apply for work permits and advanced parole, like travel documents, which costs even more money. And it's a waste of money, in my opinion. Don't waste your money on the work permit. You'll get your green card at or about the same time as you get the work permit. So if you're applying for consular processing overseas, you're going to pay a $325 DS-260 form visa application fee. This is paid by folks applying from outside of the United States through the Department of State's Consular Electronic Application Center, CEAC. Okay, the CEAC portal, you guys know what that is. And then this payment is then followed up by a $235 USCIS immigrant fee to process their packet. That's the consular fee. This is for a DS-260, not the DS-160. And this is going to pay to process their packet and produce their card after the visa has been approved. And the green card gets mailed to your house. So, a $100,000 bond is currently being looked at for those seeking permanent residency in the United States with folks who may not qualify because of income by the sponsor. But because your income is not sufficient, you may have the cash resources to post a $100,000 bond to guarantee the green card. Under the proposed new policy, the Trump administration would collect the $100,000 from individuals or their family members in the United States, and then they will return the money to them, to the family, once it was established by USCIS that the beneficiary will not become a public charge. No word yet if you're going to get interest paid to you also on this $100,000 that USCIS, well, the State Department actually, is going to hold. So, State Department spokesman Piggott said if the program was expanded, it would give applicants who have the resources to pay their own way another option to demonstrate their self-sufficiency and to qualify for the U.S. visa. So once the State Department visa consular processing gets the bond, the green card will be approved, etc., and then mailed to your house. But relax, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this proposal hasn't been finalized. It's not written in stone, and no official implementation date has been announced by the federal government. They're just talking right now. They're just talking. They're running their mouths, right? The officials indicate that several versions of this policy, they are under active consideration, including a flexible model, okay, in which the required bond amount would vary significantly based on what? Based on an applicant's individual financial circumstances. So they're looking at $100,000, but I'm sure it can be modified once immigration sees what your financial status is. The rationale behind the bond administration representatives state that the concept aligns perfectly with President Donald Trump's long-standing immigration priorities, which heavily emphasize financial self-sufficiency among newcomers to our republic, the United States of America. So, a State Department spokesperson recently confirmed that officials are reviewing existing legal authorities that could potentially allow the federal government, USCIS, State Department, etc., to require these financial bonds for certain immigrants' visa applications, which would no doubt apply to all countries of the world, including those 75 countries currently who are being blocked. So they're trying to figure out a way for you to bring your husband or your wife or your mother or father or brothers, etc., to the United States via consular processing via Form I-130 and include a bond, which could be up to $100,000. Thanks for watching the video, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Don't forget I do a live stream. I'm going to do the live stream now on Wednesdays and Saturdays, 6 p.m. Central Time, twice a week, Wednesdays and Saturdays, 6 p.m. Central. Plus, if you want to join as a member down here somewhere, you can join as a member. Go into the members only videos, look for how to contact Diego, and you will get my phone number and email address where you can call me and contact me anytime you want if you have any visa or green card problems, issues, anxieties, etc. I will coach you and pull you over the finish line. But don't forget, it's not legal advice. I'm not an immigration attorney, okay? I repeat myself. But I do have 13 years experience processing green cards. And you guys who watch this channel frequently understand that my beautiful wife Karina, I brought her to the United States from Venezuela via Colombia, and now she is waiting for the adjudication of her 10-year green card. See you at the next live stream.
I'll be back.